Hello, my name is Angel Thomas Williams. I'm from Mrs. Lifeite's Oral Communications class at CCAC. Today I will be talking to you about type 2 diabetes. Living with type 2 diabetes, managing it, and just maintaining it. Type 2 diabetes is a condition in which your blood sugar levels are too high. After you eat foods that have carbohydrates, chemicals in your small intestine break them down into single sugar molecules, which contain glucose. Then the cells lining your intestine absorb the glucose, which passes into the bloodstream. When the blood reaches your pancreas, beta cells inside the pancreas detect the rising level of glucose. As the blood circulates through your body, the insulin and glucose exit the bloodstream into your tissues to reach your body's cells. Most cells in your body have certain receptors on their surface that bind to the circulating of insulin. Insulin acts as a key and a lock to open up these cells so that the circulating of glucose can get inside of the cell. Now your cell can use the glucose to produce the energy it needs to function properly. If you have type 2 diabetes, your pancreas does not produce enough insulin, or your cells resist the effects of insulin, or both. If you have insulin resistance, your insulin cannot unlock the cells to let glucose in because the locks called the receptors are abnormal or they're just missing. As a result, glucose is locked out of your cells. Now as this happens, the glucose builds up in your bloodstream in a condition called hyperglycemia. To compensate for hyperglycemia, your pancreas produces more and more insulin. Your overworked beta cells try to keep up with demand, but gradually lose their ability to produce enough insulin. Due to hyperglycemia and the lack of insulin, you may experience hunger, excessive thirst, increased urine, and unexplained weight loss. According to the website Medline Plus, long-term symptoms of type 2 diabetes that appear over time include fatigue, visual changes, tingling and prickling sensations in your skin, itching, and recurring infections. Life-threatening complications of type 2 diabetes are diabetic ketoacidosis, hyperosmolar hyperglycemia, non-ketonic syndrome, and hyperglycemia. If you don't receive treatment for hyperglycemia, diabetic ketoacidosis can result. Because you no longer have enough insulin circulating your cells, you can't get enough glucose in your blood to produce energy. As a result, your body turns to fat and proteins as an alternative source of energy. Then ketones will build up in your blood, and that may lead to coma or even death. The second long term of hyperglycemia is called hyperosmolar hyperglycemia non-ketonic syndrome, which happens when your blood glucose levels increase and your kidneys filter out excess glucose out of the blood into the urine, along with large amounts of water. Unless you drink large amounts of water, your kidneys cannot keep up with the demand of removing the glucose from your bloodstream and diluting it into your urine. When this happens, your blood becomes more concentrated, leading to a condition called hyperosmolality, which causes severe dehydration, all leading to coma and seizures. If you take an excess amount of diabetic medication, you may experience hyperglycemia. This will result in a diabetic shock, which places too much glucose in your cells and not enough in your bloodstream. Since glucose is a primary source of energy, your brain is the first organ that responds to this, and that may lead to nervousness, shakiness, and confusion. If the cells don't have enough glucose for long periods of time, this too can lead to seizures and even death. To keep type 2 diabetes under control, it is imperative to eat healthy, diet, and exercise. Take medication regularly. Test your blood glucose as necessary with a glucometer. And based off the meter reading, you may need to adjust your eating. Your diet should contain fruits, vegetables, and whole grains. Have meals and snacks at the same time every day. Eat a balanced amount of carbs, proteins, and fats, and lower the amount of high sugary level foods. Now, in the last few moments, I talked to you about what type 2 diabetes is and the long-term effects of not taking care of yourself and what that can lead to. There are many complications to type 2 diabetes, and there are millions of Americans that are affected by this disease. Please take care of yourself with dieting and exercising with this diabetes condition. But let's all try to live a healthy life.